I'm back, everybody. Ah, it's been so long. I've missed you all. It feels like I haven't talked to you guys since last year. I mean, crazy, right? Well, welcome back. All right, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. It's Friday yet again. For those of you who are new to this, I am a crazy bearded man who walks around rambling in a shop. No, that's not what I am. I mean, I am that. But these are shop updates. They happen every Friday. If you're new to this, please subscribe, like, share it with your friends. Spread the news and the word, guys. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Anyway, what you're here for, what you loyal followers are here for, and what you noobs, I don't like the word noobs. That's a weird word. What you fine people are here for is for a nice little update of the shop. The goings-ons. It's been about 2.5 weeks. I made a video just before Christmas, but it was a shorty. It was a short one. All right. I left you all hanging there at the New Year. I had things to do. I don't know what they were. I can't remember, but I definitely had something I was doing. But I'm back. So, let's get to it, shall we? Let's make this happen. We have tons of things to give you updates on. Lots and lots of fun stuff to talk about here. There are, let me count. Hold on, this may take a moment. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got about 5 cars to talk about today, okay? Most of them have had a lot of work done on them this week, all right? Those holiday weeks get a little bit, iffy. We tend to, try and get as much work in as we can, but it's a holiday week. We want to be home with our family too. So, let's get started. Let's start with a white Land Rover Defender. It's back here. I continue to cover it up in the shot. There we go. See it? There it is. Good looking, isn't it? Christian did a lot of work on this. I didn't do the work on this. I used to work on Land Rovers all the time. And Christian was like, I'll do it. I was like, whoa, what? He's got a ton of work on this. He dropped the fuel tank out of this beast, and I will show you the carnage from that. He dropped the fuel tank out of this beast, changed the fuel pump, and replaced the fuel tank skid. He has pulled the radiator hoses off. He has changed the thermostat. He has put new radiator hoses on. And, that's what he got done. It's good stuff. Oh, no, air filter was changed, too. He did that, too. He's got a bit more left for him. There's a few more things left on the schedule for this one. A few more parts sit next to me over here on the floor, waiting to go on. He's got the transmission fluid change. He's going to change the filter and the fluid. We've got an oil change to do on it. Belt. That's a good one. Need a belt. Power serpentine belt. And what was the other one? Oh, stopping. All of the brakes. We're doing all of the brakes. We have rotors, calipers, brake lines, and I think we even have the master cylinder. We also have pads to go with the calipers. That's part of that system. So we're going to do all the brakes. We also have a going list of some other things that need to be ordered for the car. Mainly these things are to help keep it nice and dry inside, because every single window seal on this truck is crunchy, guys. It's crunchy and cracked and nasty. We got a few more things we need to get for it. We got some tires we need to get for it. These are bald and shot. And we also need to get a fuel tank filler hose, because when Christian pulled the one off of this, boy, was it crispy. Lots of cracks. That's not good. You're filling it with gas. Let's change it out. So we got a few things that we need to get on order for it, but we still have some work to do on it. Christian has moved along very, very nicely with it. So let me show you. Let me show you some of the carnage, though, before I move on to the next room. Let's see some of this carnage. Let's see if I can get it in the shot here. Oh, my gosh. That is a gas tank skid. That shouldn't have the giant hole in it, guys. That hole that kind of looks like maybe a 4-year-old drew the island of Great Britain. Yeah. rough. It's rough. So I'm genuinely surprised that came off as easy as it did. Christian, I didn't hear anything about him saying, "Oh no, those bolts were fighting me." It just came off apparently. So good, awesome. Anyway, that's that one for now. That's that one for now. Okay, let's move along. All right, that's one down. I said we have 5-ish to talk about. Next one. It's the Triumph TR3. She's back, guys, for the new year. She's here. Owner actually came in today. We talked, chatted. He kind of threw a wrench in the system. I was under the impression the car was going to go maroon. He was too. But, as he is allowed to do, it's going to be a different color now. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, maroon would have looked so good on this. And you're right. It would have. The color he picked will also look fantastic on it. It's pale yellow. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that he's going to pick the factory color, but there's a pale yellow color that he likes on these cars. So, good choice. Doesn't change anything yet because we haven't ordered any paint yet, so it's not like, oh, now we got to return this paint or do something with it. But new color. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. As far as work this week that was done on it, Christian continued to do a lot of grinding and welding on the bottom side of the car to get everything buttoned up underneath. I was very unhappy with the sill to door fitment, the gap along the bottom on this side of the car. This is the driver's side of the car. I was having some problems with it. I really didn't like it. We added weld to the top of the sill to try and get it to meet the door a little bit better. But man, we were working so hard to get that to raise up. And you would raise it up, a fraction of an inch every time you do it. And you're putting so much heat in the panel and so much work to do it that way on this particular car. So I bit the bullet. I knew in stock I had 2 more sills for TR3, and I said, let's do it. So I cut the new sill off and put another new sill on it. This time, when I fitted the door, because I fitted the door the first time and I wasn't unhappy with the gap, but once everything was done and welded in, something moved or wiggled or something. I don't know. But I wasn't unhappy with the gap, but this time I got it. So I took this brand new shiny sill and I cut right down the center, sectioned it out. I then raised this portion up and then filled in the gap that was remaining down here. Okay, it was like a half an inch gap, guys. I had to move that upper lip, this lip right here. I had to move that up a half of an inch to get a nice door gap. I'm happy about it. Looks good, fits nice. It's good. So probably by the end of next week, we will be 100% ready to go with some color. We'll be ready to do some kind of pick color, and we'll order up some finalizing primer for the underside. We like to use a high zinc content primer on the bottom sides of cars. It helps to beat back corrosion. And we'll order up the U-Pole Raptor system. Remember, we're going to do that Raptor system in a tintable Raptor, so we're going to actually match that U-Pole Raptor product. It's going to be the same color as the outside of the car. Okay, so I like that continuity. I don't want black undercoating on this. I want it to match the car. I want it to look good. So we'll be ordering all of that stuff up, and hopefully, maybe this month, start seeing some color. Before all that happens, we got to finalize that color, though. So if you're watching, which I know you are, make sure you pick the color and make sure it's the color you want, because once we start putting it on there, that's it. I'm not. If you pick yellow, it's a nice color. It's a beautiful color. That's the color it's going to be. If you pick maroon, that's the color it's going to be. If you pick brown, that's the color it's going to be. Okay? Okay? All right? You good? All right. Anyway, let's move on. The Austin Healey. We worked on the Austin Healey this week. I worked in the trunk. When a car goes to a body shop, and you have a lot of stuff done on the inside of the car, like you've finished up a lot of things on the inside. I'm sorry about the lighting. There's a light right above me. When you're done with all of the kind of the insides and the mechanical stuff of the car, and maybe you send it out to the body shop at that point. Body shops, no matter how great they are, no matter how fantastic they talk about how wonderful they are, how big of a game they talk, they will make every single thing inside the car will be absolutely filthy. The outside will look shiny, but everything you just worked really hard to make nice will be filthy. So I had to go through and I had to clean the trunk really, really well. I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed. Lots of cleaners, lots of rags. Got it cleaned up because I'm starting back here and I'm working my way forward. So cleaned all that up. And then I started putting the fender beading on. So the first step to getting the back end of the car finished up is getting the fender beads on. So as you can see, these are a stainless steel bead. And I think they fit pretty good. I think they're looking pretty nice. Boy, you learn lessons, and I feel like I learn them multiple times over every time I do this job. I always put down tape on either side, the fender and the bodywork, so that when I'm putting this on, I'm not scratching the paint up. And every time, I do this every single time, when I go to pull the tape off, inevitably tape gets stuck underneath the fender bead, and you can see it. I can't get it off. And so I have to loosen the entire fender back up. And then slowly peel the tape out and then put it all back together again. I tell you, man, I tell you, it's tough sometimes. I, however, was not the only one working on the Healy this week. Christian, I told you about this. I told you about this in one of the last videos. Christian has started taking the carburetors apart. He set up a tripod, guys. He had a camera on him while he was doing this. It's a New Year miracle. He's doing videos. Isn't that great? So hopefully there will be a video of the carburetors for this Austin Healy being rebuilt by Mr. Christian himself. Hopefully. I'm going to keep on him. I told you that. I'm going to keep on him. The fire's going to be under his butt. Make the video. On to the next one, shall we? Here we are. Your favorite car. This is everybody's favorite car. I get more comments from people who come in here about, I saw the video. Oh, there's the Jaguar. There's the Jaguar. Yep, and we're talking about it again. This one did not get actually any work done on it this week. This was the maybe 5. Okay, we were talking about how many cars. We've done 3 so far. This was the 5th one that was like, maybe not. Anyway, this one, we ordered parts for this before Christmas. We needed 3 parts. We needed this, the fuel sender, the oil pressure sender, and the temperature sender. And I did not get those parts until today. Now, I paid for 3-day shipping. I did not get those parts until today. Apparently, in England, 3 days means 3 weeks. That's what it means. So, there's the parts right there, sitting on the edge here. We've got a brand new, this is actual, in this box here, brand new fuel sender from Jaguar. It's an actual Jaguar fuel sender. These are reproductions, but they're reproductions in the proper reproductions. This is the oil pressure sender. And then in this little box is the, oh my Lord, little box has the temp sender. There's going to be some dismantling of the engine in here and a little bit of work in the trunk that we have to do to get all those in. Hopefully, those will be done. The senders will be in next week for sure. That's easy peasy. I'm gonna eat those words later, I'm sure. But after that's done, she gets a good thorough cleaning. Nice little polish, good vacuuming, put a little more fuel in her. Gets a safety inspection so that these old dead tags can be renewed. And then a fresh set of tires so she can look right, you know? Tires are fun. So we'll be getting some tires for this one as well as tires for the Defender. So a lot of tires going on as I pan past the tire machine. On to the next one. This is the fifth one. It's the final one. We're almost done, guys. Okay, we're almost done. All right, we're almost done. Look on to LG6. She's a beaut, isn't she? I should have used that before Christmas. She's a beaut, isn't she, Clark? I did firewall work. That's what I did. And I used a skill and a trade that I don't often get to use in automotive work, and that is my ability to do woodworking. I'm not saying that I'm a master craftsman at it. I'm not. I know I'm not. But I think once you guys get a look at this, work, I think you guys are going to say, wow, he's phenomenal. And, I'm tooting my own horn here, but I sure am phenomenal. So we did wood pieces. I made this piece down here. This is a filler block. There's a bunch of holes behind this. We're trying to keep the hot air of the engine bay out of the nice, comfortable area of the interior. That's our goal here. So I made up these blocks here. They do two things. These surround pieces here, they do two things. Number one, they seal up the firewall against the cowl. This is the cowl. This is the firewall. Got it? These fill the gap between these two items. Okay? That's what they do. Keep that air from going in there. Okay? The other thing that they do is they have a flat edge on them here on the top. The hood physically sits, you put the hood back on the car, it physically sits on top of these. There's a kind of a seal. It's not really a seal. But there's a kind of a buffer strip that goes around these. So it's not wood touching painted material. It's a buffer piece that goes around them. The other thing that needs to be made next, I have a filler piece that goes down here a little bit further that I need to put in. And then these were originally, when we took them off the car, the original ones we took off the car, these had aluminum covers over top of them. Now, not on this edge. This edge was left with the buffer strip. But this front fascia piece, these were all covered in aluminum. So I have aluminum, because I made the firewall out of aluminum. I have more of this. I will be making these. The original ones were made out of there was 15 pieces a side. I have no idea who built this car, who built the body on this. I mean, I know who built the body on this car, but I don't know the person who did it. I think they may have hired, I don't know, a high school dropout. I'm not sure. There's some stuff that's just you didn't want to line up screws. You didn't have a ruler. What are you doing? I can't blame that entirely on Lagonda. I don't know. Maybe a previous owner did this kind of shoddy workmanship, but we're fixing it. Okay, that's our job here. So we'll be making new aluminum pieces for this, and instead of having 30 of them aside, I know the number went up, but instead of having 35 of them aside, it will just be one big piece per side. So we'll be making two of them total, one piece per side. After that, our little top secret drinks cabinet here, we'll be making a lid for this with a hinge in the center and a lid for our electrical component box on that side. We're making a lid for that one as well. These will be made out of aluminum as well. This side got a little special plan for it, so stay tuned. You're going to see something fancy going on with that. Anyway, the other thing that I did on this was it's not as cool. I really sold the work I did on this firewall here, okay? The other thing I did was I made a battery box. I know, it's not impressive. It's just a box that holds a battery. But it's there. Sitting over top of it is an antenna, which I know the owner will get a kick out of because he really likes antennas. It's the antenna for this car. I don't know that it works. I mean, I guess it does. I don't know. Car doesn't have a radio. What does it need an antenna for? And it's an old antenna from England, so it only gets radio-free Europe. That's all it gets. You just get Winston Churchill speeches. That's all you get with the antenna from that car. I wouldn't mind it. I don't have any problems. Anyway, that's the final car. Or is it? I tricked you. Ha ha ha. We're going to talk about one more real quick. Once this Jaguar's gone, we have the next project rolling in. I have mentioned this before. It has to do with these fine boxes sitting back here that have the Cummins C on them. There's two of them. There's two boxes. We will have the Defender 110 coming in after the Jaguar heads home. The reason why I'm telling you about this is because I'm trying to tease you. All right, you come back. You're going to come back. You're going to see a different vehicle. You're going to be like, oh, I like Land Rovers more than Jaguars. This is great. I'm going to go tell my friends. And you should. Okay? So we're doing a 2.8R Cummins turbo diesel swap on a, I think it's a 1989? Boy, I probably got that wrong. 1989 Defender 110 wagon. So it should be nice. Used to be a fire truck. Yeah, it used to be for a fire department. You'll see when it gets here. It's not red anymore, but you'll see, okay? We got a lot planned for ourselves. There's 2 more cars waiting in the wings to get in here after that Defender. One of them's an MG. Should be a fun project. The other one, ooh, is a Lotus. Also a fun project. So stay tuned. Click like on this one and all my other videos. Click subscribe. Okay? Just do it for me. It's the new year. It's new you, new year. Click subscribe. All right? And I'm told you should probably press a bell that notifies you. It's a bell notification icon. Click it. Click that one too. Everybody else tells you to do that on here. You should do it with mine too. That way you will be informed of when I put up another one of these silly videos that are far too long. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. You can all go about your business now. I will see you all next week on Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Till then, bye.